cherry pie, Billy boy.
And so today we're going to try a lemon loaf. I mean, who doesn't love a good citrus lemon cake? And it's got a beautiful lemon drizzle over it and just enough to set that cake off. It is so dense and moist, you're gonna love it. And it is so easy. But before we get started, I want to share my apron with you. Is this so cool? My granddaughter drew this picture and my daughter had it all put on my apron, and I just love it. It's one of my favorites when I get in the kitchen. So anyway, let's talk about our lemon loaf real quick. We're going to, oh no, before I get started, let me show you something. This is so cool. I do not know this recipe by heart, so I get to share my recipe with you. Now this is the Starbucks lemon loaf, and I don't know if you're like me or not, but I will get in here in my kitchen and I'll try a recipe and then I make the adjustments that I like on it. And these are just some of the adjustments that I made to that original loaf. The cooking time is even different. It asks for a lemon extract. I use real lemons, and I don't know, I just think it is a truer, better flavor. And I've even broken it down into a banana loaf. So anyway, I have fun like that. I keep all of my recipes like this. I'm a recipe collector. Are you? And these are all the changes. I will take a recipe and break it down about 6 different ways if I want to make 2 cakes, 3 cakes, 4 cakes, or whatever. And then this is my all-star, the premium cake that I make is my cheesecake, and we'll do that one day too, okay? All right, well, let's get going, but I want to show you this too while we're looking at recipes. This was my mother's red velvet recipe. That's where she wrote it, and I kept a book for all of her recipes that I had, and that's her red velvet cake. This is her shopping list for Thanksgiving. She's gonna have a blackberry pie and a banana pudding, and this is her shopping list for Thanksgiving that year, and all the ingredients she needs. This is a basic white cake. A prune cake. Oh, her prune cakes were just out of this world. She sold her cakes. A lot of people bought cakes from her. She was always in her kitchen too. Hot fudge sauce. Anyway, that's a sweet little collection that I've got that is just very dear to me, and I'm glad I've got it. So just wanted to share that with you. Okay, quickly, let's get started on the lemon loaf. We're going to have a 1.5 cups of self-rising flour, now, as I've said before, I do not have a team of people. This is me in my kitchen. This is the real thing right here. You see it how I do it. Okay, there is a 1.5 cups of flour, and then we're going to have a cup of sugar. I kind of have a thing about sugar. Sometimes I forget it, so let's do that first, okay? So there's a cup of sugar. And we're going to have 3 tablespoons of butter, softened. Just put that in there. And let's get the oil in here, a 1/2 cup of oil. This cake is very dense, as I said before, and the secret to having a good dense cake is don't put it in the mixer. Hand mix it. A mixer will make your cake cakier and more bready. You want this to be good and moist. Okay, 3 eggs. Stir. So we've got the flour, the eggs, the butter in here, and the oil. You have to be careful and not leave things out. This is just a great favorite if you're having some kind of a ladies meeting or a ladies luncheon. Women just seem to love lemon or lime cakes and cookies. Or it's always a hit at my house. think it's because it just has that kind of a fresh taste. It's not so heavy, even though the cake is very dense. Okay, then let's put in a teaspoon of vanilla. You can't go wrong with vanilla. Just pop it in there. Okay, and now this is where it calls for lemon extract, but I'm going to use some fresh lemons, and we'll just put some in there and taste it and see what we come up with. How about that? I've tried this with lemon extract, and it's good, but it's better with real lemons. I usually just squeeze a whole lemon in here. And I even like to pull out some of the pulp and put it down in that cake. I don't think there was even any seeds in this one. Okay. And it also calls for a cup of lemon juice. Oops. And we're just going to give that a stir. And like I say, we don't want to do just a whole lot of activity. Oh, look at that. And this is one I like to taste. That's good. That's really good. Now, you know what would be even better? Let's do this. Hold on. Sometimes those little thoughts of genius just makes things better. Let's put some it'll give it that pop. This is what I put in the drizzle for the top, the lemon sauce that you drizzle over the top. Ooh, and it just makes it pop. Let's do the same thing to the cake. I think I've turned that every way. Bingo. Sometimes you just have to try it till you get it right. That's why I don't do recipes very well. I just add things. Whatever seems good at the time. If it was good like it was, it's got to be better if we do more. How's that? Okay. Take a 5x9 loaf pan, and I already had some oil in there. And you know, when you use these loaf pans, you want to oil it very, very good on the sides and in the corners. And then usually something I do, and I didn't think about it until just now. I take a piece of aluminum foil. That one's just about out. Just fold it up and put it in the center of the pan, and then the very center of your cake won't be sticking, and it'll come out of your pan better, okay? All right. Okay, one lemon loaf coming up. Okay, the grandkids are here. My grandkids are here. My sister, she's been my photographer with me today. And all of our grandkids are here. So I'm gonna put this in the oven really quick. It's gonna go in for 350 degrees for 25 minutes and then 325 degrees for 15. So we'll be back. See ya. Okay, now while our lemon loaf is in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and make the sauce, the lemon sauce for the drizzle on top. So let's go ahead and get that. We've got the kids outside. So we're gonna go ahead and do this real quick. This takes a cup of powdered sugar, and this is a little quarter cup here, so bear with me. Very simple. I'm sure most of you know how to do this. And it's going to have 2 tablespoons of cream. I use the heavy whipping cream. It is so rich and just makes it so rich. And then we're going to do some more lemon juice. And this lemon peel just makes it so tart. It just sets it off. Just puts that bite in the back of your throat. I tried this on the last one I made, and it turned out so well. It's the way I'll do it from now on. I'll always have that in there. More comes out on the back and then goes down in your bowl. And I'm just gonna mix this up. And this is where it doesn't call for it, but for my taste, I do a dash of salt, because when you're dealing with powdered sugar, I don't know, that's just a taste that I'm not real fond of. I just want the sweet, but I just don't want the powdered sugar taste, so I do whatever I can to cover it up. Oh yeah. Now for those of you who go by the recipe, obviously I don't. For your icing, you want 1 cup plus a tablespoon of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of whole milk, and I use cream. You want a half a teaspoon of lemon extract, but I just use, about 3/4 of a lemon plus the zest of the lemon. And I didn't do any vanilla, so let's pop a little bit in there. And I'm sure that's just going to set it off. There we go. We're ready for when the cake comes out, when the loaf comes out. See ya. Okay, we're ready to get that lemon loaf out. This is one of my favorite. This is a dessert that I start eating, and it's hard to put it down. This is just a beautiful combination. a beautiful dessert. Easy to make, no mixer. Get just a little bit more down this side here on this corner. Isn't that pretty? And if you want to get real fancy with it, you could do some lemon circles, some lemon wedges, and decorate with it. But there you go. That makes for a beautiful dessert for your guest. Not only beautiful, but delicious. This is nice and warm. You get this with a cup of coffee, glass of milk. Oh my Lord, have mercy. It's as good as you would ever want. I didn't get very much on this side, did I? But that's okay. Let's give it a try. That's seriously good. Try this recipe. I'm not kidding. That's delicious. So, when you're just sitting around dreaming about a lemon loaf, don't just dream. Bake one.
Can she bake a cherry pie? Billy boy, Billy boy. Can she bake a cherry pie? John Billy. Can she bake a cherry pie? Quick to tack and wink his eye. She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother.